Baker, and straight ahead on WVU News, I'll tell you what has some Catholics thinking they might have to go against their beliefs.
There are 122 registered sex offenders in Monongalia County. I'm Krista Baker, and coming up next, I'll tell you if one lives in your neighborhood. Are you one of millions of Americans who enjoy a drink on the weekend? I'm Krista Baker, and coming up next, I'll tell you why you should keep an eye on your beverage. Our award-winning WVU News starts now. 80% of children under the age of 12 use the internet at least once a week. They could be at risk for things like identity theft and abduction. One of the best ways to protect your child is by monitoring their online activity. The health care bill is over 1,600 pages long. If you would like to know more about the health care reform plan, the address is at the bottom of your screen. If you're taking your child to a park or playground you're not familiar with, download a sex offender locator app on a smartphone. Just click Use My Current Location and see if any sex offenders live nearby. About 30% of college students drink alcohol at least once a week. Most don't realize that a date rape drug can look as harmless as a breath mint. Once dropped into the drink, it can fizz, but once dissolved, it's hardly detectable. Have you ever felt blue? Well, you're not alone. 11% of Americans aged 12 and over are on some form of antidepressant. 70 million Americans believe in the Catholic faith and come to churches just like this one every week. But the concerns the Catholics have with the health care reform is what they might have to do outside of church. If you'd like to learn more about these drugs, you can visit the West Virginia University Police website. The address is at the bottom of your screen. That's right, Jacqueline, and Catholics maintain the belief that the Bible forbids abortion just as it forbids murder. And with President Obama's new health care plan fitting the bill for contraception and abortions, many Catholics are questioning their vote. The Catholic Church is the only world religion with a seat in the United Nations. From that seat, the Vatican has been very active in promoting the most restrictive Catholic view on family planning. Lindsay Carter is a Catholic who does not agree with the health care reform plan.
One of the main reasons is because, as a Catholic, they are trying to enforce that Catholic organizations or companies, universities, have to give or promote abortion and give health care that promotes abortion. And as a Catholic, we just don't believe in that.
Carter is following the same beliefs Catholic priests like Fred Burns have. He says the government is trying to promote contraceptives and abortion.
It's against our religion to cause an abortion. And some of the drugs that they're asking Catholic colleges and Catholic hospitals to pay for would be murder.
Dr. Richard Yamarino says there are many good things about the health care reform plan, including universal health care and small business benefits. But the issue the Catholics are worried about is going against their beliefs.
The issue is that the hospitals will be required to buy insurance for their employees, and the insurance would include contraceptive and abortion services.
70 million Americans believe in the Catholic faith and come to churches just like this one every week. But the concerns the Catholics have with the health care reform is what they might have to do outside of church.
Carter's issues with the health care reform plan are not only because of her Catholic beliefs.
Because that's the beauty of being an American, is that we can pray and believe in whatever it is that we want to believe in, and that is the whole reason behind the separation of church and state. And it's not the government's place to be telling individuals how the religion needs to be run.
Obama has recently said he would consider the option for Catholic institutions to opt out of insuring their employees for contraceptives. The health care bill is over 1,600 pages long. If you would like to know more about the health care reform plan, the address is at the bottom of your screen. There are 20 million college students in the United States. Statistics show on average there are over 200,000 cases of sexual assault each year. I spoke with local officials who are cracking down on use of narcotics known as date rape drugs. With over 130 million Americans drinking alcohol regularly, it can be easy to overlook small, discreet, and easily administered date rape drugs. Melissa Candolfi has been affected by one of the most common and illegal drugs, Rufinol, also known as a roofie.
About half hour into the party, I just remember being really dizzy and like nauseous and really drunk for the amount. It didn't make sense for the amount that I drank.
2 out of 3 date rape drugs are legal in the United States, and University Police Chief Bob Roberts says that all 3 are fast-acting and extremely dangerous when used the wrong way.
Roofies normally take 20, 30 minutes to work, and they're what most people refer to as the forget drug. GHB takes about 30 minutes. Ketamine is actually a drug that puts you to sleep. Can be very dangerous if it's not administered appropriately.
These drugs are most often used in bar settings.
About 30% of college students drink alcohol at least once a week. Most don't realize that a date rape drug can look as harmless as a breath mint. Once dropped into the drink, it can fizz, but once dissolved, it's hardly detectable. One way to know if the date rape drug has been dropped into your drink is by the first sip, it seems odd, often having a salty taste.
GHB and ketamine usually only stay in the body for a few hours, but Rufinol can last up to 3 days.
Now, 4 years later, they know, like, if I'm stumbling all over the place, that's not normal. You need to be friends with people and go out with people who you trust, not someone who's going to brush you off and leave you there.
Tips on how to keep yourself safe include staying away from largemouth glasses and watch the drink as it goes from the bartender straight to you.
If you'd like to learn more about these drugs, you can visit the West Virginia University Police website. The address is at the bottom of your screen.
The West Virginia State Police say there are almost 3,000 sex offenders in the state of West Virginia. For Adrian Herlihy, that's a scary statistic.
My husband is actually in the military and he's deployed right now, but we live here alone. We don't know a lot of people in the area, so safety is a big issue for us.
Herlihy has a 3-year-old daughter named Carrie Ann and admits that she doesn't know if any sex offenders live near her home.
I don't know right now, but I definitely want to find out, and hopefully, you know, that information, I feel like it needs to, you know, be more publicized so that more people can, you know, have easy access to it so that they can look it up.
State Police Officer Devin Barger says it's important to know if sex offenders live in your neighborhood. He says the easiest way to do that is simply look it up online.
Well, what we do as a department is to let the community know where these sex offenders are living, and we have a website that's available to the public.
You can look up sex offenders by their name, county, or statewide. There are close to 122 sex offenders listed right here in Monongalia County.
If you're taking your child to a park or playground you're not familiar with, download a sex offender locator app on a smartphone. Just click Use My Current Location and see if any sex offenders live nearby.
Some sex offenders have certain guidelines that they have to abide by, but this is only if they have federal or statewide stipulations placed on them.
Yeah, I definitely think that they should have to register, and that the information should be out there somewhere that's easily accessible, which it might be now. I just haven't, you know, been proactive about looking it up.
Police encourage the community to use the state police website and phone applications to see if sex offenders are located in your area.
That's right, Jacqueline. And even though social media is a must for candidate hopefuls, many still campaign the old-fashioned way, by using signs. She recently spoke with individuals who own guns in West Virginia. Katie Ann? West Virginia University is looking to make changes that will cut down on students' medical bills. WVU News health reporter Greg Olenek joins us now in the studio to tell you how insurance just got more affordable. There are 20 million college students in the United States. Statistics show on average there are over 200,000 cases of sexual assault each year. I spoke with local officials who are cracking down on use of narcotics known as date rape drugs. In 2011, the West Virginia University football team had 4 players drafted to the NFL. And I'm Krista Baker. Ahead, we'll take a look at how this sheriff's sacrifice has heightened high-speed chasing protocol across the state. Here on WVU News, an award-winning newscast produced by television journalism students at West Virginia University. Well, that does it for this week's WVU News Election Special. Remember to visit us online at our website. I'm Krista Baker. Plus, follow us on Twitter. Thanks for watching WVU News. We'll see you next time.